When you get that, please confirm. If you see it on your screen that you have permission, we have permission to record. So we're going to get started to honor everybody's time this evening. A few people may be joining us along the way. So vamos a empezar porque ya ustedes ya están a tiempo y queremos terminar también a tiempo. Vamos a estar haciendo en inglés y español. Hay unos que necesitan en español, ¿sí?
Sí.
Sí, ok. So vamos a estar haciendo una mezcla ya de inglés y de español. Y que ya tienen preguntas, vamos a tener un tiempo después de toda la presentación para hacer preguntas. So, yes. Sure question? So we're going to start the presentation to honor your time so that we can also end on time. There will be an opportunity at the end to ask questions. If you have questions during the presentation, you can also put those into the chat. Si tienen preguntas entre presentación, también lo puedes poner su pregunta ahí en el chat y ahí yo voy a estar mirando el chat también. ¿Ok?
Ok, está bien, maestra.
Gracias. Okay, vamos a empezar. So tonight we're excited to welcome Mr. Mike Kimball and Associates. So you'll see them on your screen. We have Mr. Mike Kimball, Mr. Alex Cortez, and Miss Patty Kimball. And we've had the pleasure of working with Mike's team on both our staff safety modules as well as now our student safety modules. So hoy tenemos nuestros invitados aquí con nosotros, Mr. Mike Kimball y señor Alex Cortez y la señora Patty Kimball. Tenemos el privilegio de trabajar con ellos nada más solo para de los niños, pero también en los que estamos haciendo con los maestros. So, en el principio de año empezamos con nuestros maestros, el entrenamiento de los maestros, y ahorita vamos a repasar el parte para los estudiantes. So at the beginning of the year, we had the opportunity to start with our teachers and do that training, and now we're ready to move on to our student modules as well. So Mike, Patty, Alex, anything you want to add?
With the student modules, it's been 2 years in the making. It is research-based and evidence-based by a team that's actually world-known, that travels the world, that does a lot of work in trauma-informed practices and also in ensuring that there's inclusiveness in the practices that we utilize. We'd like to give that a shot in Spanish. I can give it a shot. Este programa nos tuvo 2 años en hacerlo y es, oh gosh, how do we say it? Alex, can you hear research?
Está escrito por evidencia, so están usando evidencia para hacer el programa y está enfocado en, pues ustedes ya saben que programas como esto, cuando estamos hablando de la seguridad, a veces ya como se inflicta trauma a los niños, porque los niños ya están mirando todo lo que está pasando en el mundo. Lo bueno del programa para los estudiantes es que están enfocados en las necesidades de los niños para que no se inflicta trauma a ellos cuando están implementando el programa. El programa está escrito por unas personas que lo vas a ver de finales de la presentación, que son especialistas en estas áreas también.
Otra cosa que quería
Necesito un papel.
a lo que ella estaba diciendo, este programa que estamos difundiendo está hecho especialmente para cierta edad y lo distribuimos de una manera que usamos idioma apropiado para los niños de la edad, porque el programa está quebrantado en diferentes niveles, que es de kinder o elementaria, escuela mediana y escuela high school.
So what Alex was saying is that the program is broken up into 3 segments. So we have TK through 3rd, then we have 4th through 8th, and then we do have a high school version, all age appropriate with age appropriate animation.
So lo que vamos a repasar hoy de noche es vamos a enseñar a ustedes como padres y comunidad la programa para que ustedes ya van a saber lo que vamos a hacer con los niños. So tonight we're going to go through the program with you as parents and community members so that you have access and are able to see what your students will be seeing within their classrooms as well. What I've been doing the last couple weeks and will continue to do the next couple weeks is visiting our school sites and attending their staff meetings to train teachers to implement the program. So lo que ustedes van a ver hoy de noche es lo mismo que van a estar haciendo en las clases de sus niños. Todo de febrero yo estoy asistiendo a las juntas de los maestros para enseñar a los maestros también la programa para que ellos están preparados para enseñar a los niños en marzo. Ahorita lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a repasar la programa. So we'll go through the program quickly and give you some insights. So first and foremost, it's really important that we are aware that we as a district are committed to making sure that we're implementing systems that not only physically are safe for students, but that are mentally and emotionally safe for our students as well. We know that lots of our students are feel very comfortable with earthquake drills and with fire drills. And we've talked about situational awareness a little bit in different areas. And that's where we're going to start to focus now to make sure that our students are also prepared in that area. So el Distrito Escolar de Santa Rita, nosotros estamos compromete a implementar sistemas que de la seguridad no solo física, pero también emocional y mental para nuestros estudiantes. Ahorita nuestros estudiantes ya se sienten bien seguros en participar en cuando ya estamos practicando para un tormento o como un juego que está en la escuela. Es porque en todos los años de la escuela ya nos enseñamos a los niños cómo hacerlo, que pasa algo, están preparados. En ese momento estamos también en la manera de empezar a enseñar a nuestros niños cómo estar preparados que hay una crisis ahí en la escuela también. Y este es el enfoque de que vamos a pasar hoy de noche.
We say in English, we are not here to scare you, we are here to prepare you. Decimos, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Decimos que no estamos aquí para asustarte, estamos aquí para prepararte.
Y una de las vías principales que tratamos de prepararlos es por la vía de I lost the name of the word. It'll come back to me. Simulacros.
Uh-huh. Hay preguntas sobre esta parte. Are there any questions about this part of it? Around kind of the idea of preparing for a crisis that could happen on our campuses in the same way we prepare students for these kinds of other drills. Hay preguntas sobre esa parte.
While you're thinking about that, our intention and our belief system is that all safety begins with situational awareness. La intención de este programa es que toda la seguridad de nosotros empiece con conciencia de situaciones.
Y este va a estar en el enfoque de hoy. This will be the focus. Situational awareness is a lot of what we're going to be talking about this evening. Sorry, trying to do the admitting people and following the slides is challenging. So the foundations of this program come from Dr. Zoller, and you'll see that it's really a foundation around heart-centered learning. And this really looks at mindfulness as the foundation, the advantages of working as a team. It's designed, as you heard Mr. Kimball share earlier, to diminish fears and increase kind of a sense of agency and empowerment in our students, and really focuses on the idea that all students need to be known, loved, and safe. We see this continuum, you can see here on the side, we see this continuum moving from consciousness or being mindful to compassion, confidence, courage, and community. And as we go through tonight, you'll see in each of the modules that we share with you, this same continuum occurring there as well. So, el aprendizaje está centrado en el corazón. So, la práctica fundamental es My screen just changed on me, sorry.
Tiene prendido con-
El fundamental es algo que dice mindfulness, como es el enfoque de nuestros pensamientos, en donde estamos dando energías en pensar, las ventajas de trabajar en equipos. También lo que el señor Kimball ya dije, pues en el principio, queremos disminuir los miedos y aumentar el sentido de agencia o como que yo puedo hacerlo, ¿no? Como nada más dice que los niños sienten que ellos ya tienen el poder de hacerlo. Y queremos que todos los estudiantes son conocidos, amados y seguros en nuestras escuelas también. Lo que miras aquí del lado es que empezamos con la conciencia o la mindfulness, dice en inglés, compasión, confianza, valor y comunidad. Y ya van a ver en ese programa, el enfoque sigue así en todos los actividades que hacen los niños. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Kimball, kind of go a little bit through what that looks like in the guides. So voy a dar la palabra al señor Kimball para repasar rápido cómo se parece las actividades en el libro de los maestros.
So the teacher's guide is broken down to 3 different, if you will, booklets for different age levels. And each one of those age levels, there are lessons and activities that are designed to build that student competency. And so what the intent is we feel like our material is best delivered by the educators to the students because they already have that connection with the students. And so it begins with situational awareness. The activities revolve around situational awareness and then work into stranger danger. And then eventually the activities, without talking about active shooter initially, will give the student skill sets and life skills to understand what needs to be done during an active shooter event. And so the teacher's guide has monthly activities for the teachers to do in class with the students. And it's also designed when they present this, that if the parents want to be involved, and we encourage that they get a chance to watch the video. And there's only one video, but the activities are done and broken up monthly. Las actividades que hicimos por los maestros, por los niños, están sido enfocado en la mente que cada mes van a hacer algo para ayudar a los niños a aprender de la competencia de I just lost how to say situational awareness.
Atención, yeah.
The situational awareness.
Conciencia situacional.
Yes, thank you. Conciencia situacional es para aprender poco a poquito cada mes para que puedan aprender, para que entiendan lo que necesitan para la seguridad de ellos y de todos. Y durante el año van haciendo en este modo, también van a aprender, como se llama en inglés, stranger danger. Danger es cuando en español decimos peligro de personas que no conocemos. Y también es para enseñarlos qué hacer cuando hay un tiradero activo. The elements of safety and situational awareness, as you can see on this slide, are brought to the children in a way that they can understand, that's in their language. And we're going to share a copy of the video with you so you can see what they're talking about. And it comes from the idea of what's around us and what do we sense, what do we feel, and how do we, what do we do when we sense and feel that? Los elementos de la seguridad de conciencia situacionales por los niños lo hacemos como en un modo que los niños pueden aprender, que es cosa que necesitamos tener cada día, y es la vida para saber lo que está aquí, lo que está allá. Si algo es una cosa de peligro, que tenemos que pararnos y ver qué es, qué sentimos adentro de nosotros, cuerpo y mente, en el corazón, para que sabemos qué hacer cuando sentamos esos those emotions, those feelings, esos
Las emociones,
emociones.
sentimientos.
Man, I'm losing my Spanish tonight. I'm so sorry.
And you'll notice here that part of what makes the program appealing for students is that it's also presented in a very safe way. You'll see the superheroes that you'll see carried out throughout. The younger students have these. You'll see the older students version in just a little while. And really using those superheroes to help students tap into those senses, right? So the teacher, the super sensor, each of these areas here, which you're going to see in the video for a little bit. Ustedes ya pueden ver aquí, van a verlos en los salones de clase y también en partes de la escuela, porque vamos a tener pues los hojas que parecen así igual en los salones de clase y en la escuela, que ya tiene como los superhéroes, ¿no? Y cada superhéroe ya tiene como un sentido, un sentimiento que lo puede hacer. Por ejemplo, como el maestro, el capitán, el super ojo, el super ayuda, así. Y esto ya ayuda a enseñar a los niños que ellos también pueden ser héroes que tienen esos también. So you'll see these papers or the posters around schools and in our classrooms that look like this, as well as the older version for our older students, which you'll see in a little bit. And really helping our students to connect that they have that power. Sí tiene el poder. The power of being the captain or the teacher or the super seer or the super helper in this idea of situational awareness. Are there any questions? Hay preguntas. I want to give you a chance to ask any questions up to this point. So, una de las cosas que el señor Kimball ya está diciendo es que no vamos a hablar directamente sobre el tema de que entra una persona con una pistola ahí en la escuela. Pues nuestro enfoque es cómo pueden saber que hay algo que no está bien en su lugar, que esta sí era la escuela o en la comunidad o en la casa. So you heard Mr. Kimball mention that we're not going to directly talk about what do we do if there's a shooter on campus or somebody with a firearm on campus. But what we're really talking to students about is how do you use these senses to feel when something's off, and then how do you respond? Y cómo pueden responder.
I
Yes.
think another principal thing that Mr. Kimball said, our basis is situational awareness, where it all starts and it begins, and that's our primary start for them. To understand situational awareness and let them know that that's a priority to evolve and you know, have more awareness of their surroundings.
Cindy, did you have a question?
Yeah, sorry about that. I have my 1-year-old and she accidentally pressed that. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to show you a brief clip of the video for our TK through 3rd. This is kind of the foundation of where the learning starts for the students, and then the teacher's lessons build with this. So vamos a ver el video para los niños de kinder transicional hasta 13 grado. Los niños van a ver el video y los actividades que tienen los maestros están enfocados en las mismas cosas que los niños están mirando en el video.
Hey, Eva, let's try to catch a rabbit. They know where they are. They know where to run if they need to escape. They know when something does not belong. Remember, 1, look and see around you. 2, know where you are and the direction to a safe place. 3, choose.
Oh,
Hey, everyone, run!
sorry, it
The
went.
direction to a safe place. 3, choose what to do. Run or hide or call for help.
Oops. So you'll see here, these are the components of the units that teachers will get. So you'll see the posters, an activity book for students. Hay un libro de actividades para los niños. También la guía para los maestros que ya tienen las actividades. Y luego también una guía para involucramiento de los padres también en la programa. So you'll see the parent guide, the teacher's guide, the activity book, as well as those posters that we discussed before. This is the older students version. So this is our 4th through 8th grade version. Mike, do you want to share anything?
Sure, this breaks down into the different elements, excuse me, of situational awareness. And so we guide the student through learning that all 4 components is what we want to utilize and learn about to create the total situational awareness experience. En esta parte del programa es los elementos de seguridad por la conciencia de situacional y es los 4 que hacen la programa entero por conciencia situacional.
And then we'll look at the 4th through 8th grade video. A clip.
Conscious awareness, being focused on what is present, what belongs, what does not belong. Spatial awareness, how close am I, and is it moving towards me or away from me? Decision-making with flexibility, meaning I have a plan and options, and nimbleness, the ability to shift instantly and effectively. Sensory awareness, internally being aware of the sensations you are feeling.
There's music in the
Teachers
background.
are sure paranoid. What do you mean? Well, it's like they think there's gonna be a school shooting every day.
Well, geez, look around. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but really? Here?
Well, it could. I think there's something we could do about it.
What do you mean?
Well, think about when we play baseball. On the field, we know where everyone is, who is on base, the number of outs, where we will throw if the ball comes to us. I mean, you have to be so aware of everything.
I see what you mean. We don't have to always be scared, just aware. It's like we have 4 superheroes in each of us. I am conscious, I am spatial, I am informed, I am sensory.
I love it. Having the power means I could do it. It's like, I got this.
Informed superhero.
Seems like this is something we all have to do. We can't sit it out.
You're right. No, we can't sit it out. We have to be smart about looking around and paying attention more.
And again, the 4th through 8th grade module looks, or guide looks very similar with the teacher's guide. Instead of a activity book, students have a comic book that they get to utilize and practice at home with as well to bring that back to you. So ustedes ya pueden ver que para los niños de 4º a 8º grado parece casi igual, menos que no tiene el libro de actividades, los que ellos ya tienen como un libro de cómics, ni sé cómo se dice cómics en español, pero es un libro que ellos también lo pueden llevar a la casa para que ustedes puedan estar ayudando a los niños a practicar en casa también. So you can use that that comic book mirrors what you're seeing in the video, and that gives you some opportunities for discussion and practice at home as well. What's really important about the idea of situational awareness that's here is, again, we're teaching our students to be safe, not just at school, but to use and implement these skills outside of the school setting. So algo bien importante es que no solo estamos enfocados en la seguridad entre la escuela o cuando los niños están en su salón de clase, como con estas actividades van a estar enseñando a los niños cómo pueden ser seguros también en la casa, en la comunidad. Y este es algo importante porque ya sabemos que ahorita en nuestro mundo hay muchas cosas que están pasando y no solo están pasando en las escuelas. Y por eso queremos que los niños estén preparados en cualquier lugar donde estaban. So we know that in our world, unfortunately, there's things happening not just in our schools, but also in our community. And we want to make sure that our students have the skills to respond to a crisis situation outside of that, at home or in their community, not just at school. And the benefit of the We've Got Your Back program is that it prepares our students to respond regardless of that location. Anything to add, Mike?
No, I think you covered that great. Thank you.
Okay, pues let me do it in English first. So this is our timeline. So we are going to be the first district to be implementing the We've Got Your Back program. So we're lucky our students are going to be really prepared. The Salinas Union High School District is also using Kimball and Associates programs for training their staff. And we've had the privilege of working with Salinas Union High School District and having some of our teachers train with them as well. And so that high school district will come on. We are the first to implement in our middle and elementary schools. And so our timeline, voy a traducir eso primero. Tenemos el privilegio de ser la primera distrito para implementar la programa de We've Got Your Back en todo el condado. Trabajamos con el distrito de Salinas Union High School District también para entrenar a los maestros de Salinas Union y también pues los administradores han pasado con nosotros para unos entrenamientos que tenemos y nuestros maestros han pasado en las escuelas de Salinas Union High School District para tener el entrenamiento con ellos sobre qué tienen que hacer como maestros, que hay un crisis ahí en la escuela. Nosotros ya quiero nada más repasar el plan de cómo vamos a hacer las actividades con los niños. So the way that, yes, oh, is that me? Okay, the timeline is going to look is that for TK through third grade, teachers will implement lessons 1 and 2. So en los de kinder transicional hasta tercer grado, hay 4 actividades o lecciones que ellos pueden hacer. Ahorita vamos a empezar con los primeros 2. Y los maestros van a estar haciendo estas actividades con los niños miércoles en marzo. So, hay 4 días de miércoles en marzo. En cada de estos días, los maestros, por como unas media hora, 45 minutos, van a estar enfocados en las actividades de We've Got Your Back. Después de eso, 2 veces al mes, la más cerquita del día 5 y el día 15 del mes, van a repracticar o van a practicar otra vez la información que han pasado en marzo. So as close to the 5th and the 15th of each month, the teachers will come back and practice or re-practice what they did during those March activities, so that learning is staying fresh in the students' minds and it's not something we're doing just one time. So one of the ways that they'll be doing that is using situations that may have occurred. So maybe there was some unsafe behavior or something questionable that happened on the playground. Teachers may bring that forward and ask students to use those skills that they learned to identify where the danger may be. So una de las cosas que es posible que los maestros van a hacer es esos días 5 al más cerquita, día 5 al día 15 del mes. Los maestros van a identificar algo que han pasado en la escuela. Por ejemplo, que hay algo que pasó en el recreo, los maestros lo pueden repasar estos eventos con los niños y preguntar a los niños cómo pueden usar la información que aprendimos en esta situación. Nada más para que los niños tienen chance de practicar, no solo en marzo, pero muchas veces durante el año. And then you'll have the activity book that students can take home and practice also. So los niños también van a llevar el libro de actividades a la casa para que ustedes también lo pueden repasar a la información con ellos en la casa. Porque como estoy diciendo, va a estar bien importante que no estamos solo haciendo en la escuela, pero también ustedes como padres en la casa están repasando con ellos para que están preparados afuera de la escuela también. So when they bring the activity books home and that information, it's going to be really important that you as parents are also going through the ideas of situational awareness with your students so that they're prepared to respond, not just in the school setting, but they see that happening, those skills being practiced throughout those spaces, school and home as well. Sorry, there's people just now coming in. And then for our 4th through 8th grade at the middle school level, at the elementary school level, everybody's going to be doing it on Wednesdays in March. So en las primarias, todos los niños de kinder transicional hasta grado 5 van a estar haciendo en los miércoles de marzo. Los niños que están en la middle school, will also be doing it on one day. So the middle school students will be using the 4th through 8th grade program. So los niños de Gablan View y de John Gutierrez van a estar usando la programa de 4º grado a 8º grado. Ellos también van a estar haciendo la primera y la segunda actividad. So they're going to also be doing the first and second lesson or activities that are in there. But they're going to do both of those on March 20th. So los niños de John Gutierrez y de Gablan View van a estar haciendo estas actividades el 20 de marzo. They're going to have a modified schedule that day. So it's what we do for game days when they have game day, though they won't have a game day. And that last 90 minutes of the day, they will be working on lessons 1 and 2 from the We've Got Your Back curriculum. So ese día, el 20 de marzo, los niños de Gablan View y de John Gutierrez van a tener 90 minutos en el final del día, donde van a estar haciendo la actividad 1 y la actividad 2 en ese día. Y luego van a hacer lo mismo, la más cerquita el día 5 y día 15 del mes. Los niños van a estar repasando la información para que están practicando durante el año. Y van a tener el libro que también lo van a llevar a la casa para practicar con ustedes. So just like in the elementary school, in the middle school, they'll be doing that review, on the 5th and the 15th of each month, or as close to those dates as possible. Again, bringing in situations that have occurred and reminding students about those skills that they're developing so that they keep that practice going and it's not just that one time. Then our middle school students will be bringing home that comic book that you can continue to review with them and make sure that the idea of situational awareness is happening both at home and at school across things. And then I'm not going to go through all of it, but these are the creators, and you'll see that in there, the creators of the program. And as we talked about in the beginning, with a real focus on making sure that our students are prepared and not scared. So aquí nada más tenemos los autores de la programa y no voy a leer toda la información sobre ellos, pero otra vez el enfoque de la programa es que los niños están preparados, que no tienen miedos, que ya tienen lo que necesitan para hacer acción, que si pasa algo, pero ya están preparados, no están miedos. So again, that they're prepared to take action, but they're not scared, they're prepared as well. I wanted to make sure I have plenty of time for questions. So I want to open it up to any questions you may have. So ahorita que alguien tiene preguntas, es el tiempo que ya también lo puede contestar preguntas que ustedes tienen. Any questions? No questions? It was that great?
I have a question.
Yes, thank you.
Can you give me like 2 minutes? I'm just gonna get to a private area here.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I like the whole idea of prepared, not scared kind of type.
Yeah.
And the reason I actually jumped on this meeting is because I'm in actually law enforcement myself, and
Yeah.
I have responded to 3 active shooter calls in Santa Cruz County and Monterey County.
Yeah.
Some schools were more prepared than others.
Yes.
And I like the fact that, you guys have a comic book out, but what steps are teachers being prepared just in case of emergency besides the comic book and videos? I mean, because I saw 2 totally different when I went to Santa Cruz County versus Monterey County.
Yeah.
And it was more scared, not prepared kind of thing too.
Yes. So I'll respond partially, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mike. So this part is our student module. Our teachers all participated at the start of the school year. They did a 1-hour online module, 45 minutes. Then they did a 4-hour in-person active crisis response where they went through the entire process of barricading. Mike can share about that. So our teachers went through that part, and then they will come back again on April 3rd for another part to that training as well. You'll see in the full student module that it starts out with the idea of situational awareness. And as you go through the lessons, does do some of that active response. So students, for example, in the 4th through 8th grade, look at a map of their school and determine where exit points out and where you would go to and where you would gather when you have to escape. So our teachers have been highly prepared to respond in crisis. And then the goal is for them to take those skills really focused around that situational awareness piece and then implement this program so that our students are also prepared. And then I'm going to turn it to Mike and his team to respond as well.
So in regards to the staff preparedness, our background is I'm retired police commander from the city of Seaside. I also ran the Monterey Peninsula Regional SWAT team for 10 years as a police commander. Prior to that, I sat on the commission with Post to develop the first police response for active shooter. And in the late 1990s, I began to develop the civilian response, the component we teach to the educators. The last 12 years, I worked for Cal State Long Beach, teaching the Supervisory Leadership Institute program, along with what we're doing here. So what does that have to do with your question? So summer school, Santa Rita School District, I'm very proud of them, as well as I am the Salinas Unified High School District, because they've really taken the forefront in getting prepared. The Santa Rita School District is exemplary in that, and what they're doing with their educators and following all the elements that we are trying to work with them on for a response from the educator's view, as well as the student modules. We really believe that the educators can deliver a better platform for the students if they themselves know what to do and have tools for the toolbox. And you're absolutely right. There's a lot of the schools in the area are still very much, we're trying to work through that issue with all the schools. They're scared. We're starting to get more schools on board, but nobody across the board is seeing eye to eye on what to do. There's a lot of interpretations with the new AB 1747 law that talks about active shooter requirements and training for schools, Senate Bill 1626, even some of the new laws on Senate Bill 390 or the new 960 law that deals with behavior threat analysis. But we're working on all those components with the schools. So that's a shotgun blast. I hope that gave you a little bit of information, but if you have a more specific question, I'm more than happy to either talk to you now or talk to you on the sideline about it.
No, that was helpful. I definitely would love to talk to you on the side. And it's nice to know, Mike, too, that you're in law enforcement. That's the whole reason I jumped on this call. I mean, I got 3 kids in the Santa Rita School District, and like I said, I responded all the way from Monterey County to Santa Cruz County, and night and day.
I know.
And all of Mike's, and I'll just say that all of Mike's team are former law enforcement or current law enforcement. And I mean, they've been not only in our training, but also just in our day-to-day. They've been partners in everything that we've had happen. Mike's on speed dial for me, and that team has been here anytime we've experienced any issues. So we're extremely grateful for their partnership as well. If you want to put your information in the chat for me, I can share that with Mike also.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I can share with you that we have a variety of command staff, including Chief Manny Solano from Watsonville, myself, Lieutenant Robert Cudworth from San Luis Obispo. We have a variety. We have educators that are a part of our team, and then we have a ton of first responders, a fire chief, just a ton of first responders that are part of our cadre of experienced instructors to deliver the curriculum to staff in a safe, social emotional way that is trauma informed as well. So we deliver it much different than other groups, and we're still very active also with Post. So I still currently teach at Post.
Awesome. Great to hear.
So, nada más voy a traducir ya bien rápido. So, el señor ya preguntó, como él es papá, pero también es policía, y él está preguntando cómo estamos preparando los maestros. Pues qué bien que tenemos los libros y los videos, pero cómo estamos preparando nuestros maestros y nuestros estudiantes. Y nada más compartí que nada más esta parte para los estudiantes es el parte no, como 4 que estamos haciendo. Que de principio de año todos los maestros participaron en un entrenamiento de 1 hora por línea y otros 4 horas en persona donde los maestros están practicando qué van a hacer, que hay un crisis ahí en la escuela. Después también el 3 de abril, también los maestros van a juntar, no solo los maestros, todo el equipo de las escuelas van a juntar otra vez para también otra vez repasar que vamos, para que están preparados también. El señor Kimball compartió con el señor que muchas de las personas que trabajaron con él son policías también o ex policías, también unos bomberos, unos capitanes ahí de bomberos y todos están, y también maestros, y todos están parte de crear las actividades o para preparar a los maestros y también a los niños. Y yo ya compartí como pues el Kimball Associates es pareja con nosotros, no es solo para los entrenamientos de los maestros y de los estudiantes, pero también que hay algo que pasa aquí en nuestras escuelas. Pues ya tengo en mi teléfono ya, número 1 es Mike Kimball, y ya lo puedo hablar con él, y él está aquí con nosotros para ayudarnos también. Pues estoy bien agradecida a Kimball Associates por todo el trabajo que han sido con nosotros y toda la ayuda que nos dan también. Are there other questions about our program or about the implementation of our program?
So Summer,
Yes.
I don't actually have a question, more of a comment.
Please.
You know, looking at our participants, we have 34 participants. I think, you know, it's really important that parents' engagement, you know, is as important as, you know, the children to be aware. And although we do have a great resource of text messages, Aries, whatnot, maybe we could look into, you know, having the kids kind of more involved, showing this information to parents. We could see about, you know, how we could implement that, maybe, you know, extra credit, something like that, you know, so we could have more participants, because the main goal is to prevent, you know, that's what we want to prevent. I feel like, you know, I also applaud, you know, our district for being the first, and it's great resources, you know, with that we have. But I think more than anything right now, informational, it's more participants being involved. So we're going to have to look into a way of getting this number up, and you know.
And Cindy, I think you maybe weren't here right at the beginning. We are recording this session, and it'll go up on our website and will be sent out also, so that all parents have access to it past this session. And that will include my information, my personal contact information, where parents can call and give me any questions they may have. So that's why we recorded the session. We know, you know, it can be challenging. And so it'll go out via those communications, as well as we'll be asking it to be on the websites, and we'll post on our social media as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. I also want those numbers up. Any additional questions that anybody may have? ¿Hay otras preguntas? So, voy a hacer una prueba, los que ustedes que quedaron. So a little test for those of you who are still here. My first question is, when will elementary schools be doing the program with students? So mi primera pregunta es, ¿cuándo van a empezar o cuándo van a hacer las escuelas elementarias? ¿Cuándo van a hacer estas actividades con los niños? Elementary schools, when are they going to do these activities with their students? I'm going to give you a cheat. When should you be asking your kiddos about their experience? Oops.
March.
Oh, so when are the teachers going to be doing these activities with elementary school students?
At school, correct?
At school, but when? What are the dates? When should you be asking your children, hey, I hear you worked on situational awareness?
If I get the month wrong, I'm sorry, kind of cut in less, but was it April?
So yeah, in March. So
Okay.
by April, you can ask them. So in elementary school, so in our 4 elementary, La Jolla, Santa Rita, McKinnon, and New Republic, teachers will be doing it on the Wednesdays in March. So if you have a student in elementary school, si tienes un niño que está en New Republic, La Jolla, Santa Rita, or McKinnon, Pregúntales a los niños el primer miércoles en marzo sobre ese programa. So ask them that first Wednesday in March, did you do something around situational awareness? Tell me about that. They'll be doing it on Wednesdays in March. And then remembering that the 5th and the 15th of the month, they'll be doing a practice or as close to the 5th and 15th. It might be a weekend. So if it's a weekend, they won't be doing it. So implement that at home as well. On close to the 5th and the 15th of every month, you can be doing those reviews with kids as well. So recuerdan que también el día más cerquita, el 5, el día 15 de cada mes, es posible que el día 15 va a estar en un fin de semana, pues que los niños no están con nosotros en el fin de semana, que los maestros van a estar practicando con los niños a lo que aprendieron en marzo. Ustedes como padres también pueden practicar con ellos en estas fechas. Póntelo en el calendario. El día 5 voy a hablar con mi niño sobre estas actividades que han nacido ahí en la escuela. Okay, so you can be practicing as well. If your child goes to Gavilan View or John Gutierrez, when are they going to be doing their We've Got Your Back activities? Si que usted tiene un niño que está en la Gavilan View o la John Gutierrez, ¿cuándo van a estar haciendo ellos las actividades de We've Got Your Back?
On the 20th of March.
Thank you, Cindy. Yes. So on the 20th of March, they're going to have a modified day. And at the end of the day, they're going to be doing these activities. So on the 20th of March, when your child gets home, ask you to tell them about what they learned. So que ustedes tienen un niño que está en la Gavilan View o la John Gutierrez, el 20 de marzo, en el final de día, van a estar haciendo las actividades de We've Got Your Back. Ese día 20, lo puedes preguntar a su niño. Háblame sobre qué aprendiste hoy en la escuela. Y pregúntale específicamente sobre lo que ha nacido en We've Got Your Back. Okay? And then en tu casa también lo mismo con los niños de middle school. Lo puedes practicar más cerquita el día 15, el día 5 y el día 15 de cada mes. Lo puedes repasar en casa también para que estén preparados. Es lo mismo como nos ayudaron a nuestros hijos para practicar, para estar preparados para un juego en la casa. Es lo mismo. Lo pueden practicar con ellos aquí también. So the same way, practice at home as close to the 5th and 15th. The same way you would help your child prepare for a fire that may happen at home, help them prepare to be situationally aware by practicing on that 5th and the 15th of every month. Any additional questions? You guys passed your quiz. Good job.
Some actually do.
Yes.
So then, for the children, TK to elementary,
Yeah.
it's going to be every Wednesday, basically. They're going to have these activities. Middle schoolers, they'll be having it once a month. Now, is this going to be on a monthly basis? They're going to be having different lesson plans
Yeah.
throughout the school year?
Yeah, so for this year, because we get out of school in May, right? So for this year, they're going to be doing the first 2 activities, lessons 1 and 2, and then they're going to be reviewing on the 5th and the 15th of April and the 5th and the 15th of May. At the middle school, they're going to do lessons 1 and 2 on the 20th, and they're going to be doing their reviews the 5th and 15th of April, the 5th and the 15th of May. For next school year, what we'll be doing is students will be completing all modules within the first 2 weeks of the start of the school year. So that by the start of the school year, students have completed all the modules or all the lessons. And then the 5th and the 15th of every month going forward, they'll go back and do their review and practice.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So la pregunta es que los niños van a estar haciendo la actividad 1 y la actividad 2 en marzo, pues ¿qué van a hacer en abril y mayo, no? Como ya nada más tenemos ya poquito tiempo que queda para el año escolar, los niños en marzo van a estar haciendo la actividad 1 y la actividad 2, y luego en abril, el día 5, el día 15, van a estar repasando la información, y lo mismo en mayo, lo mismo con los niños de middle school. Para el año que entra, el año de 2023, 2024, vamos a estar haciendo todas las actividades en las primeras 2 semanas del año. para que los niños han pasado lección 1 hasta la actividad 4 en las primeras 2 semanas del año. Y luego cada mes, el día 5, más cerquita, día 5, día 15, van a estar practicando la información. So, para el año que entra, el año 2023, 2024, va a ser un poquito diferente porque vamos a empezar el año con estos, el entrenamiento para los niños. So again, for the 23-24 school year, we'll start with the student modules within the first 2 weeks of school and then be doing those monthly practices as well so that everybody's prepared. Any other questions? Yes, there was a question in the chat from Norma. Will reminder questions go home? I will be scheduling questions, or I'll be scheduling reminders around the 5th and the 15th of each month, just to kind of say, hey, this is a great opportunity to focus on situational awareness. Here's a question to ask your child, or here's an activity you can do. So yes, I'll send those out as well. So una pregunta de la señora Bazo es cómo vamos a hacer un recordatorio a los padres el 5 y el 15 de cada mes para que ya los papás hablan a sus niños sobre las actividades que han nacido en la escuela. Y yo dije que sí, yo voy a mandar un recordatorio a los papás diciendo, ay, es el día 5 de abril, usa ese tiempo para hablar con sus niños sobre y un tema donde pueden hablar. O en qué pueden hablar. Any additional questions? So I will send this out along with my contact information, which I think everybody has now. Please encourage other parents. Let them know that you attended tonight. Let them know that this information will be coming out to them. Encourage them to reach out to me if they have any questions or concerns. I'm happy to answer those for them. And I thank you all for being here. I know you have a lot to do, and it means a lot that you took the time to join us tonight. So thank you so much. Thank you to Kimball and Associates for their ongoing support. Gracias a ustedes. Yo sé que tienen muchas cosas de hacer y estoy bien agradecida que están aquí con nosotros hoy de noche. Y también gracias a Kimball and Associates por todo su apoyo. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.
A usted, muy buenas noches.
Igualmente, gracias.
Gracias, buenas noches.
Gracias.
Good night, everybody.
Gracias.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Gracias.